I'm ready.
Hello, hello, hello. It is Thriving Thursday with your host, Jennifer Yan Agency. I am super excited because on Thursdays for the whole month of May, I've had the pleasure of bringing to the forefront amazing organizations that does things in the community that can really be impacted for our future. I have to say that again, the communities are being impacted for the future, especially with this person that is with me today, my special guest, Nathan. Nathan does something specifically for youths, and we all know that youths are our future. So this conversation will be very heartfelt for me because I love to stand behind anything that will empower children because we know, I got to say it again, our children are our future. So, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining the Thriving Thursday. If you have not liked Jennifer Yan Agency's page yet, do so and also subscribe to our YouTube. So, let's welcome our guest. He's in the hot seat today, but guess what? I don't think he's worried at all. You look so calm and relaxed, Nathan. How are you?
I'm great. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be on Thriving Thursday, and I'm great. It's obviously things are adjusted with this pandemic, but I'm excited about what we have coming up.
Awesome, awesome. So, Thriving Thursdays for the month of May have been spotlighting nonprofit organizations. Tell us a little bit about your organization and who it is that you service.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. Well, the organization obviously shifts with the pandemic, but traditionally our organization, it's Youth Empowerment Project, and our goal is to expose, equip, and empower youth and young adults towards success. And we do this through a couple of different measures. We do it through career exploration, professional development, and entrepreneurial training. Our three pillars are expose, equip, and empower. And that's important to us because we believe that young people cannot really reach for what they've never been exposed to. And so we want to expose them to the various careers they have available, the skills they have available, the different academics they have available, so they know what they can be. I was actually looking at a quote recently, and they were saying, our youth are more than basketball and entertainers, and so we have so many other gifts, but a lot of times our young people are not exposed to those type of talents they have. And then we want to equip them. We want to give them the right skills. We want to give them the right life skills, the job skills training, presentation skills, so that they are ready and they're not looked at as less than, but they can actually show forth their true talent. And finally, a lot of times we dictate the kids. We try to tell them what they should do, but we don't give them a platform to actually live it out. And so we want to empower them. We want to give them chance to be leaders, give them chance to actually exercise their ideas. And what we do here at our facility is that we have an after school program that runs Monday through Friday during the traditional school year, 3 to 8 p.m. On Wednesdays, it's 1 to 8 p.m. So we have a lot of time with the kids. We have an in-school program where we're impacting about 80 kids every single week, bringing vocational training to them. And then we have a summer camp, traditionally an 8-week summer boot camp, which again will be a little bit adjusted because of the pandemic. But all of that is geared toward inspiring the young people to be innovative, creative, to use what already is in them. And so we do that through career exploration, through our vocational training. We train students in video production, in graphic design, in social media marketing, in entrepreneurship. We have a whole course for entrepreneurship because we believe that the next generation of ideas, the next generation of creativity, the next big idea is coming from our young people. And we have to give them a platform and an opportunity to show that.
Absolutely. You have a lot going on for youths. With the virus, has that affected how you interact with your youth?
Absolutely. It's been challenging, and I can probably speak for every educator, every teacher, every nonprofit organizational leader. There's a void. There's no doubt a void because we thrive on that interaction with young people. And just a tidbit, not to take it to another level, but abuse rates could be rampant because a lot of times those people that are reporters are those that are connected to young people throughout the year. And so those are not happening. And so there's a lot of heartfelt thought process that goes out to our young people, and we can't physically be in interaction with them. But we've learned how to adjust virtually. We've learned how to connect with our young people on a virtual method, more than just a phone call and a text message, how to really have that interaction. So it's definitely affected us, our staff, our times of operation, all of that has been affected, but we're determined to continue to provide services to young people.
That's amazing because, with the times, how it's changed, we have to adapt to still be able to do what we do, because at the end of the day, life has to go on. Now, you did mention your entrepreneur program, and that's I'm interested in that, being a business strategist and someone that helps businesses grow on a continued basis. Tell us a little bit more about that entrepreneur program, like as far as the age requirements, and especially what will the youth have to do to get involved?
Absolutely. Well, our age requirements has shifted over the years. My mindset when developing this organization, honestly, was toward middle school, high school students, because that's kind of been our bread and butter. But over the last few summers, their younger siblings would not leave us alone. They wanted to be a part as well. And so we've opened it up to actually elementary, fifth grade, all the way up to high school. It's almost a Little House on the Prairie model, because it's new information, and so we can teach them at the same level. But entrepreneurship to me is king. It's just so important. I believe that our communities are not failing because of race. Let's get that out the way. Our community is not failing because of opportunity. It's failing because of economic immobility. Our communities don't have access to the funds. When you think about any poor community or rural community, there's a grocery store, there's a fast food chain, there's a gas station, there's a car dealership. There is millions of dollars circulating that poor community. I'm talking about the poor communities, right? Millions of dollars are circulating that. Why is our community suffering? Because we have no ownership. We have no access to that money. And so, two things that, and I'm going to say this, my mother's been in education for all my life. And so shout out to Michelle Wilson. But I think we have to take the onus off of just the school system, and we have to do something about it. We have to come along the school system to provide this. So I think financial literacy and entrepreneurship are things that often young people don't get taught, but it's so critical, because we want to inspire young people that you don't have to wait till you're 30. You don't have to wait till you're 50. You can be an entrepreneur even right now. It may not be on the scale that you see, some others, but you can use the skills and abilities that you have. And Jennifer, what we try to do is we try to make sure that the young people know their value. They know the gifts they have inside of them. They know the talent they have inside of them, because all of the young people have a purpose. And I've actually been able to write a book on the subject called Journey to Purpose. It's available on Amazon, and nobody can tell you your purpose. But I believe there are steps to identifying what your passion is. And I believe passion is purpose revealed. And so if you can connect young people to what they love, what they can't do without, and then show them how to take that and make money doing it, how to take that and make it into a business, how to take that and make it into something that they can actually be proud of. Now they're not just learning that English and that math and that science just to learn it. They're able to put it to real world application. And so that's what we love to do. We love to take what's taught in the education system and apply it to real world. And so with our entrepreneurial program, we typically do it in the summers, but it's actually all year long. Our students here, I'm actually located at our facility right now, and our students have been blessed to develop a clothing line. They have done different business plans. We have a whole curriculum where it's a 9-chapter curriculum just for young people. We make it very interactive and very entertaining for them, but they come out developing a business plan. Some of the plans that have come forth has been clothing lines, of course, nonprofit organizations. We had a mobile app idea in our last business plan. And one I would like to highlight, a success story, is a young man by the name of Jonathan Wiggins. He actually has a bow tie business that he still does today. And he's shifted that to making masks. And so it's really just about, giving them a platform to explore their talents and their gifts. And from there, showing them how they could potentially turn this into an entrepreneurial idea. So we try to be a breeding ground for that. How to get involved? They just have to register. We are accepting of anyone. And because of the virtual world, what it's allowed us to do is to reach more students. Those that would never be able to come here in our facility, we now have an opportunity to reach them through our virtual services. And so entrepreneurship to me, along with financial literacy, is so very important with our young people.
I agree. You are so speaking my language. You know, I am a grandmother of a 7-year-old, and
Wow.
she recently just created her own clothing line,
Wow.
Maya's Tie Dyes. So I am
I
excited
love
to
it.
promote her and grow her. And even within IBA Success Magazine, we dedicate a page to just highlighting our young success. So we will definitely
Awesome.
continue working together after this interview to highlight some of those students that have graduated and have went
Mhm.
on to really implementing the plan from the curriculum that you teach.
Absolutely. That'll be awesome.
Now, this is very important as well. You know, you did note mention a book that you written. Go ahead and tell us the name of that book again and where that book can be purchased.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's called Journey to Purpose. It's a
Okay.
guide to help you identify, activate, and walk in purpose. And I believe that's important because I believe there's so many people that I think saw in this pandemic that they are surviving and not thriving, as your title says. So they're just living paycheck to paycheck, but they may not be actually operating in purpose. And
Mhm.
so, again, like I said at the top, nobody can tell you this is what you're meant to do. This is your purpose. But I do believe there's steps to identifying what that is. And the first step is starting with the fact that what are your passions? What are the things you love to
Yes.
do? If you weren't paid to do it, what would those things be? But then there's steps toward that. You can't just look at the passion. I may have a passion of counting green grass, but is that going to actually make me money? I have
Right.
to now go from passion to profitability. How can I make money in that passion? And then I've got to connect to some people. I've got to connect to some mentors. I've got to connect to some people that can help me on that method. And we talk about how your perception is in that journey. We talk about the plan that you have in place in that journey, the fact that you have to have a pursuit in that journey. And so it's just a step-by-step guide. At the end of each chapter is a series of questions that we ask the reader to answer before they go to the next chapter. In fact, we're actually working right now on a workbook towards the actual book. And I believe this could be a great tool for students. It could be a great tool for youth leaders. It could be a great tool for anybody that's in an in-between status that is trying to find what is my next. It's just practical information. It's a very short read, but it's power packed with strategies to help them identify that purpose. So you first have to identify what the
Yes.
purpose is, then you have to activate it. And that's something that we fail to do. A lot of us have so many ideas, but we never actually act on it. And so there's a quote that says, the richest place on earth is the grave. And I believe that because so many people have incredible ideas. They have books in them, they have creativity in them, they have businesses in them, but there's a fear in actually making it happen. And so you have to have something that will activate that purpose in you. And then you got to go walk. You got to actually make it happen. You have to actually push it. Nobody's going to push your vision and your plan like you are. But there's people around you. You need to have, when we talk about the people chapter, we talk about your team, we talk about your investors, and then we talk about your coaches, the people, your mentors. And so I think it's a wonderful read for anyone that's in a place where they're either working with kids or themselves to really jumpstart their journey to purpose. It's available on Amazon, very minimal cost. And like I said, we're also coming out with a workbook this year as well to it. So I would just recommend people get it and take it step by step. Don't try to run through it.
Yeah.
Go from one chapter, answer those questions, and then go to the next chapter. And I believe that at the end of it, they will have a better understanding about their purpose.
Wow. Okay. So let me just first say, as you described the book, I'm like, okay, I need that book. I think as people, we always need to work on personal development. That was one of the things that my mother taught me is that you have to invest in yourself and you can learn from anyone at any stage in your life. You have to really forever be a student and have that mindset. So when I say you are so speaking my language, you are really speaking my language. It is Thriving Thursday, and we're talking
Yeah.
with Nathan right now. Nathan is the owner, the president, right? You created YEP.
I did. I did. I'm the founder, executive director of Youth Empowerment Project.
Okay. What was it that made you say, hey, I want to do this? I really want to do this for our community. I want to do this for the youth. What was that pinch that pinched you and said, okay, it's time?
Well, I think innately, when we really connect to purpose, the
Hmm.
reason why we do the things that we do is that we're either trying to solve a problem or we're trying to provide something we never had. right?
Okay.
So for me, I just saw a gap when it came to young people and purpose. And so that the concept of this actually started as a youth ministry with my local church. It was called Generation of Purpose, by the way. And we of course had Bible studies and we had field trips, but I wanted to bring in a entrepreneurial component to it, a career component to it. And so we did that for a moment, but then we realized that we needed to expand that. We needed to do it in a different level. And so I saw my mother's been in education for all my life. And so I saw the education system, I value it, but there's just some gaps that are not provided in the academia environment that the kids need. Again, kids are not taught about financial literacy. They're
Yeah.
not really even taught about their skills. And if they have a talent such as basketball or singing, they're pushed so greatly toward that. But again, you think about football. How long can you play football? You know what I
Right.
mean? You might have the skills to make it, and I push you in that. But then do you know your other talents? Do you know your other skills? Do you know what's coming after that? And we so many athletes that kind of are just tragically challenged after they get done playing because they haven't explored those other skills. And so I just saw a void, and I wanted young people to know they're valuable. I wanted them to know that they have ideas that matter. I wanted them to know that they could have a platform. In fact, our tagline is a place where your voice is heard. And so I think innately those came from things in me that I didn't necessarily feel when I was 10, 11, 12, that I had possible for me. And so I wanted to provide it for young people in the community.
Awesome. Youth Empowerment Project. Okay. It is Thriving Thursday. We are interviewing Nathan. Nathan is the founder of Youth Empowerment Project, also known as YEP. Am I saying that right?
Yes, yes, that's our tag. Yep, yes.
I love it. You have been, the organization has been around since how long?
We've been in existence since 2011.
Okay.
We've been an after school program and kind of the construct that we are now since about 2014, 2015, did we kind of come to the flourishing of what we are now. But since 2011.
Okay. So every organization can utilize some help. They can utilize the community pouring back into them because you do so much to pour back into, your target. Your target are youths. We all, as individuals, as business owners in the community, need to know how to assist you. How do we pour back into you and allow you to keep doing what you're doing?
I appreciate that, Jennifer. Actually, I'm going to give you a tip, and my board gets on me all the time in regards to this because I always forget this part of the conversation. I'm just passionate about young people. I want to help them.
Yes.
I want to tell you, Jennifer, we're providing right now, as we speak, a free virtual experience for young people.
Okay.
We've been doing it since the length of the pandemic, and so again, we're providing it for free. But that does not mean that it doesn't cost anything. It still
Right.
costs us with our staff, even things like utilities. And so, financial support is always a benefit because we do a lot for our young people. We have a student leadership team. And those student leaders during our traditional school year, we pay them stipends for being leaders. We pay them. And to be a leader, you have to have your grades, you have to be participating, and you have to exemplify that you are a leader. And so we're constantly giving, but sometimes the contribution doesn't match what we're giving, but we're committed to that. We provide paid internships to our students. When we have projects that come in, because we're blessed to be connected to a for-profit multimedia company. And so when we have a photo shoot come in or a video shoot, we allow the students to participate and they get paid from those projects. But again, sometimes the income coming in doesn't match what we're putting out. So with our virtual experience, we're partnered with Microsoft. And so every Monday, our students are able to get a virtual Microsoft experience with leaders from Microsoft. And then on Wednesdays, we provide a video experience that they can watch that has challenges, that has tutoring. We offer also free tutoring to the community. Even now, we're offering free tutoring. And then we have a topic discussion that actually matches them. So something that they want to talk about. We've talked about trust. We've talked about how to handle siblings and parents during the pandemic. We talked about forgiveness. We're talking about some topics. And then Friday, we have a party. We have a little virtual party where we give out gifts, awards. We do different games. And so we're providing that right now every single week. Like, again, tomorrow, we're going to have our virtual Friday Night Live party. And so financial contribution is so needed in this type of a time because because a lot of our income has been reduced because of the pandemic. So they can give via Cash App, Youth EP Our tagline is right there. And so we definitely need financial support. We also need volunteers. I go again, we're in a virtual space right now, but those people that have talent in video production, graphic design, or they have businesses, or they have educational talent, we need those support so that we can provide it right back to the kids. So volunteers, financial support, and just sponsorship when it comes to some of the students, because there's typically a fee throughout the school year, but some students, we reduce the fee so minute so that students can be a part. But then there's still some families. We have a family that's in our program that has 6 kids in our program. You know what I mean? So that's a lot. And we provided scholarships, or we provided, scholarship for them, but that doesn't mean that income is necessarily coming in. And so we definitely could use the financial support of the community to continue to help train up the next generation of entrepreneurs.
I love it. What's that Cash App again?
It's $ Youth EP
Youth
simplified everything.
TV. And that is on everything, right?
That's on everything. Youth EP on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. They can get to our handles through that. And then, of course, on Cash App, we would love any type of donation toward this effort.
So it is Thriving Thursday. We're interviewing Nathan Shaw Jr. He is the founder of Yeep, that specializes in helping kids really just transition entrepreneurship. It sounds like personal development. It sounds like motivation, encouragement, all the things that our youth need in the communities. It doesn't matter what community that you live in, but just know that you can impact a child in another community, because at the end of the day, we are all we have. Okay. His Cash App is running across the bottom of the screen. If you are watching, go ahead and share this video, tag a friend. Not just do they need money donations, because we know it has to continue and the money has to come from somewhere. They can also use volunteers. So if you have that skill in graphic design, I believe you mentioned videography. What are the other skills? Could you give us another rundown that a volunteer could be able to help you with?
Absolutely. And Jennifer, one thing I didn't mention, which I'm so excited about, is that our staff, majority of our staff are young adults.
Okay.
And so they're college age students. And in addition, we have partnerships with places like Valencia and UCF, where they use our place as an internship house. So as they're learning these skills, they're able to teach our young people as well. Why is that important? Because we want to empower our young adults. They are the next generation that these young people are following after. And so the skills that we offer, again, video production, graphic design, digital media, social media production, also educational services like tutors. If you are able to help someone in math and reading, in science and writing, those are some skills that we can utilize. And even business, people in business world, if you want to just open up your business for a tour, or you want to provide a student an internship, that, the students can develop a logo for you. The students can develop, a social media campaign. We had our students develop an actual entire branding suite for a company. They developed a website, their social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, e-newsletter. They actually developed clothing and apparel, their logo. The kids were able to do all of that, of course, with the support of our company. But you may want to allow the kids to. They also were able to create a rebrand for a sports agency. And so, our kids are not just providing work that is less than, or just, I'm going to give something to the kids. No, you're going to come out with an incredible product if you allow our young people to work with you. And so, again, whether it be internships, volunteering in any one of those areas, we have a sports program that we're connected to as well. And so during the traditional school year, we do sports a couple of times a week. And so you may have a gifting in that. And then we're now in this virtual space, right? So maybe you have a virtual experience that the kids can be a part of, or maybe you can help them do a cooking class, or maybe you can help them with a creative session. We are open. The beautiful thing about us, Jennifer, is that we can be flexible, because we understand that we don't know what type of gift or talent the kid may draw to. And so we want to be open to whoever would want to come and be a part. But it is very structured. We have a structured system, a structured schedule, but it allows for a lot of freedom.
That is amazing. Just listening to you, I'm excited and I want to know how IBA Success Magazine can work with the students so they understand how publications are put together.
That'll be
One day,
phenomenal.
15, 20 years from now, I want to be able to step back and know that the next generation is able to keep my business afloat. And I'm sure lots of other entrepreneurs want that same thing. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're ready to kind of rebrand yourself or just want to be able to give back and allow youth to work on your project, it feels good to know that you are pouring back into someone. This is why I do what I do. This is why we have dedicated Thriving Thursdays every Thursday for the month of May, just to highlight organizations on doing amazing things in the community and how we can help give back. Nathan is with Yeep. Again, his organization is running across the bottom of the screen. Website, I want you to visit them. Also, don't be shy. Pull out your phones if you're watching right now. And you know what? I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $5. Every cent matters. I know that doing virtual anything, there's subscriptions. I know that you are wanting to continue to be in front of the children. It costs. Don't just watch this video, share this video, tag this video, and pull out your phone and donate any amount to this program. Now, you mentioned success stories. I love success stories. Give us another success story of one of the children or one of the projects that you're working on.
Well, those two were phenomenal ones. I mean, it excites me when our young people can work on real world projects. And so I'm going to shout out a business right now, For Your Safety. They're a first aid kit company.
Okay.
And the owners of that company wanted to partner with our young people during the summer. Every summer we do an internship for the group. And so that was the company that I told you about. Again, it's first aid kits. How do you brand that? But our kids were actually able to develop a website, develop a logo, develop branding materials like hats and t-shirts, and develop their social media for that company. And I mentioned the sports agency company that they were able to rebrand. And through the summers, I mean, I'm telling you, these summers, if you were able to see these students and their business plans, it's absolutely phenomenal. The last business plan we had was last summer, and the students chose a mobile app, to get this, that would talk about how to connect to God for young people. And so it had games involved in it. It had challenges involved in it. It had group locators involved in it. It was just this robust mobile app idea that came from the kids, to the point where we're working on trying to get that created to this day, just because the kids' minds were just so incredible. The students were able to also do some work for a charter school that was a local charter school. They were able to do some branding for that location as well. And so we've just seen so many different gifts within our young people. We have a music program here. And so the kids have developed a couple of rap songs and things like that. So it's just been a joy to watch the students grow, and the students to have the freedom to just be creative without limitations.
I love that. Being creative without limitations. It is Thriving Thursday. This is an amazing conversation because I can see the work that you're doing is going to matter years to come. And we have to keep your organization going. We have to keep you out here offering an open door to youths to get off of the streets, number one, and to boost their morale. I know as a youth, when I was doing something creative, back in the days, we had Junior Achievement.
Yes, I remember Junior Achievement. I was a part. Yes.
I was a part of Junior Achievement, but I remembered how great I felt leaving from my classroom, understanding a bank account and understanding business. This is probably one of the reasons that I'm the person that I am today. And I would love for that same feeling, that same impact that you bring to also touch other lives. So it is Thriving Thursday. If you are watching and you're watching live, hashtag live for us. And if you're watching throughout the replay, #replay. I want you to make sure you go and visit the website. I need you to go and visit their website. I'm going to put their website back on the bottom of the screen, youthep.org. If you have not heard about them, this is the day that I just need you to click the button, go on, read about them, because Nathan has given us so many projects that you do for youths. I mean, I feel like anybody, any youth, regardless of what their talent is, can find a home in your organization.
Well, that's what we want. We of course we can't be all to everybody, but we can be something to somebody, right? And we just want them to feel valued. We want them to feel like their voice matters and that what they're looking to do has legs. And I think this is so important, Jennifer. It's just as important to find out what I don't like as what I do like. And so
Yes.
sometimes we may have something they're exposed to they don't like. It's okay. That's a step toward finding what they're truly meant to be and what they're truly meant to do. And so we're just a small piece. There's so many amazing organizations in this city that I'm blessed to be a part of or connect with as well that are doing some great work. We're just trying to do our small part. I want to let you know that we're located at Frontline, at the historic Frontline Outreach on the second floor in the heart of Orlando, Florida. But again, because of the virtual opportunity, if they cannot come physically to our location, especially in this time, they can connect with us on our Instagram, on our YouTube, our website, and they can actually register their kid for the program. We're going to take our virtual experience through the summer. So we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to go forth. I know the kids are out of school in just a few days, but we're going to continue this virtual experience and even add more as the summer approaches. And so we're just excited to be, again, a small puzzle in this this impact for young people.
I think you are doing a big impact. So thank you so much for doing what you do, for being my special guest today. It is Thriving Thursday with Jennifer Yon Agency. I absolutely love what I do because I am able to share amazing individuals to you. These videos are not just to be heard, they're to put some action behind it. So go back and look at some of the Thursdays of this month. And again, put action behind any of the organizations that mean something to you. I know when we choose to support an organization, it's normally something that we believe in or something that we've experienced that we now want to bridge the gap for someone else. So as a young teen mom, and I was a teen mom, as a person that has a daughter that's an entrepreneur, shout out to Lead Junkie Jasmine Yon.
Shout out.
And as a grandmother that has a granddaughter that says, hey, I want to have my own business, I believe that we have to support youths. And this is why I'm going to do everything that I can to help support you, Nathan.
Thank you so
much. This has been an amazing live. I am so excited, because you have really been speaking my language. I'm working with adults reaching their business goals. You do the same thing for children. And I think that is absolutely amazing.
Jennifer, if I can, I have a couple of board members that's watching that I wanted to shout out. The whole board, the staff of Youth Empowerment Project. I have some students that are watching. Shout out Trent, Naziah, Zion, all of those young people that are watching. I just wanted to do that because I love our team. I love our staff. I love our board. And without them, this is absolutely not possible. And the parents, the parents that are now teachers right now in the midst of this. So just and I see Shanta on the line. I have to shout her out as well. She has a wonderful organization also. So again, just loving everyone that's connected to Yelp.
Yes, listen, you have some fans out here because you got the stream just on fire right now. You have a lot of people that believe in you, support you. You have just taken on another person that believes and supports you, Nathan.
Thank you
So yes, everybody that is watching, hey, like this video, share this video, and pull out your phones and cash out today. Do a little something to allow Nathan to continue doing what he does. Okay. So we got Gloria. Gloria says, great tuning in. Wonderful discussion. Thank you so much, Gloria, for watching. Trendy says she is proud of you, Nathan.
Yeah, so, that's one of my parents right there for Youth Empowerment with Trenton. Absolutely.
Yes, yes. And we have Miss Shanta Burton. Now, Barton
Yes,
also has an organization.
absolutely.
She wants to know
Phenomenal.
what's that Cash App again. Go ahead and shoot out that Cash App again for
It's
her.
it's $ Youth EPTV. $ Youth EPTV. That's the Cash App. And yes, she has an incredible organization. She's one of the people that we look up to in the community because she's doing some amazing things as well. So definitely, thank you so much for that encouragement.
Yes. So now you did mention, and we're definitely going to let you get out of here. But you did mention your team and your board. So
Yes.
I just want to say a special thank you to one of my favorites on your board, Miss Laura Dorsey.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I want to shout her out. Not only is she passionate about supporting organizations, she's an amazing writer. She's on the IBA Success team. So thank you, Professor, for putting this connection together. Okay.
Yes, she is the reason why I'm here, and it's a joy to have her a part of our team.
Yes. So again, everyone that tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Put some action behind this Thriving Thursday. Do not just sit here and allow all of this great information to be idle on your phones. Like IBA Success Magazine on Facebook. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then let's continue to donate and help Nathan do what he's doing for our youth. Nathan, any closing words before we leave out today? Because you've been shooting out some great quotes and
No.
Give us one more.
I gotta give a shout out to my sister. My sister who's on the line. She just shouted me out. I gotta give a shout out to her. I love her. But I would just say for parents, don't despise the ideas of your young people. You never know what gifting, what talent they may have that could lead to their next. It may not make sense to you, but let them explore that. Let them, it may have a season. If it has a season, it's okay because it's one step toward what they're going to be. So I just say, just let the young people explore within boundaries and let them be creative, and you will be amazed at what will come out of this generation. They are the now generation, not the next. And so we have to facilitate that. So Jennifer, thank you so much for having me and allowing me to be on your platform. This has been phenomenal.
Yes, it's Thriving Thursday. Let's give back to our youth. They are the now generation. I love that. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Don't forget, subscribe to IBA Success Magazine, Jennifer Yan on YouTube, so you can stay connected. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of more information coming out about Nathan's organization, and we are here to help. And I hope that we can count on you to do the same thing. Have an amazing day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.